We're going undercover in Fulton County with Colonel Adger and Sheriff Knoll from A&E's hit show 60 Days in Atlanta to find out what really happens behind bars. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Stephanie.
So we're talking unparalleled access behind bars, around-the-clock cameras, really a first-hand look at what I would call terrifying surroundings, right? Kind of a peek behind the scenes as to what goes on.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
You get a peek of the environment of jail and how it actually is.
So 60 Days in, it's airing on A&E, and you are currently in season 3. So what have we learned so far? And I guess what are the goals of inviting these cameras in for a closer look behind bars, inviting the community in?
Well, we were delighted to be able to do this project with the producers. And one of the things that I was curious about is the effect that we're having on usually the first-time offender coming to jail for 30 to 60 days. What kind of effect are we having on these individuals, and are we doing them any justice when we put them back out into the community? We took a group of individuals from various backgrounds, diverse situations, some having some law enforcement experience, to others who have family members who were criminally justice involved. They had their reasons for doing this as well. And we put them in jail for 60 days so that we can find out what's going on in our system from the point of view of the inmate, and actually as to how the staff is performing. How are we doing when it comes to controlling contraband coming into our facility? That was one of the things that I was really concerned about. And because of the things that we learned, we've put in new programs and protocols to control contraband. Here recently, we've interdicted record amount of contraband coming into the Fulton County Jail, and that can only make the entire system better for everybody involved.
Yeah. Well, what have the viewers said? Have they spoken? What kind of feedback or response are you getting from the community?
Well, go ahead.
Season 1 and Season 2, it's been a great response from the community. I was really worried about it. How would people think? They think we're crazy for trying this, but it's been really positive. And not just the local community, but really all over the country, and even outside the United States. And I'm sure Colonel Adger's got the same thing.
Oh, definitely. We've had nothing but positive feedback when people found out that we were going to be the next 60 days in Atlanta. People were appreciative of the fact that we were transparent, that we're willing to work on our issues. We're doing criminal justice reform in Fulton County. This is one way to get the information that we need to make good decisions as to what programs we put in place to reduce recidivism. And how can we assist people once they go out of jail, and how can we keep people from coming to jail? So all of this was invaluable.
Yeah. Well, and now that this is an original docu-series, of course, this is entering the season already. You have 7 participants in this season who are volunteering their time to go behind bars and help with this mission. Who are these people? Do they have a law enforcement backgrounds, or is this just your everyday average Joe?
For Atlanta Season 3, we had people from diverse backgrounds. Some have law enforcement experience. Some are, have family members that have been involved in the criminal justice system, and they're trying to understand their family members a little better. Having been to jail themselves now, they understand that the stress and the strains that is caused by being incarcerated affects them when they come out of jail and try to find work and try to readjust into the community. So we've had, a wide variety of people involved in this project, all the way from Season 1 and 2 to now Season 3 in Atlanta. And we only, get better as we do these kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, how has this experience changed you, maybe personally, or even just as a law enforcement officer? Has it?
I think it's been a positive. Of course, I told earlier when we did Season 1 and 2, it was really worried how would the staff take this, how the community take it. But I think it's really been a great experience. It's shown true transparency. And the community, especially some of the community that's been traditionally critical of corrections and law enforcement, I think this has been an eye-opener to them. Even people that normally were critical, like I said, are actually praising what we're doing and what we're trying to do to help fix the system. And but it also showed a good light too of not just what we need to improve in the system and what our officers need to do to improve, but it also shined a light on the good officers that time and time again are coming in and giving 110%. Because in season 1 and 2, and I'm sure the same in 3, the undercover participants talked about when this officer's working, I feel safe, and all the good work that they're doing.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. Not only that, but I think a lot of times in our profession, we tend to rest on our laurels and not do anything to improve our profession. This forces you to improve because, you know, the people that we're dealing with are definitely adjusting to what we do. And if we do nothing, we will be behind what they're doing. So this has caused us to innovate, and innovation is always good.
Well, ultimately, as we get ready to close here, what do you want the takeaway for the community to be, for the viewers to be by
Well, first and
being
foremost,
invited
please
in?
don't end up in jail to start with. But to show you what we're doing, whether it be in Clark County, Indiana, or Fulton County, Georgia, what we're doing to improve and hopefully to cut that recidivism rate down when people go to jail that first time, especially that first traumatic time they can't make bond. They're going to have to spend the night in jail and be exposed to all the different people that are in jail, that hopefully we can do something to reduce that effect. And hopefully that people, God forbid, they end up in one of our jails, that we do enough to help them along the way or help them when they get out, to give them the resources that they don't ever come back to jail or want to come back to jail.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate your service, by the way, to our communities. And I got so many more questions, but we're out of time. So 60 Days in Atlanta just started this next season. So what time should everybody tune in to see you guys
On
in action?
Thursdays at 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
And don't go to jail. A great message, as
Thank
he
you.
says there.
Thank
so
you.
if you want to learn more, head online, check us out, fox4morningblend.com. Up next, try it yourself. Grab your tool belts and meet me in the backyard. We are making over your patio after the break.